YouTube said I was ready to start, so we're starting 10 minutes early. Here we are. It's like we've already got some people in chat, people hanging out, watching. I should really have something to do before, we get rolling as people filter in. I thought about maybe playing guitar, but I don't really want to start the stream off like that, just like with music, give people the wrong idea, because a lot of people watch the VODs back. So I don't really want to like start with a bunch of music and stuff. I do it at the end. I'll go out on a tune, but I don't want to start on a tune. Maybe I should get like a theme song going or something. But yeah, so here we are. Reed, you're able to join? Do you normally miss these streams or I don't know. I usually see the same group of folks hanging out on the Saturday streams. So yeah, last Saturday was the 4th of July here in the States, and I did a short stream. It was like an hour long, and I didn't really have much of any expectations, but ended up being really productive, and I walked away with a bunch of really great information and ideas for apps and things on how to do benchmarks better. Maybe not better, just different in a way that's more interesting. But I haven't really spent any time or done anything with that. I will though. I also noticed that my squeaky chair makes it in. If actually when you're listening to Distro Delves episodes, if you listen carefully, there's all sorts of background noises. That's what the music is for. The music is very quiet in the background to mask the background noises, whether it's my chair or whether it's the cat outside my door meowing to get in, or if it's cars driving by. The background music kind of pushes all that out, but you can still hear it if you know what you're listening for. Little bit of trivia. So Reed, you managed to join this time, but usually end up watching the VODs. Well, I appreciate that you watch the VODs. These streams are fun. It's something that I look forward to every Saturday now. I kind of have to. I and everybody I live with, or they live with me, I guess. I don't know. Everybody has to plan around it. So I'm planning to drop into Elder Scrolls Online, do some PvP at the end. So about an hour from now, that's hopefully what I'll be doing, and I'll have some friends joining me for that. Not on voice. These Saturday streams are always just me, but they'll be in the game. So I've never really liked streams where there's like a bunch of people talking, unless it's like a show, you know. But this is just me talking with you guys and showing you what I've been doing or playing a game or something. That's how these will always be. Manjaro has not had system updates for an entire month with nothing soon. Is that right? That's odd. Should you revert from Ubuntu to KDE Neon? I don't know. No? You mean Kubuntu to KDE Neon? They're different beasts. They're just different. I've been waiting for on Solus. I've been waiting for the KDE updates to drop, and they haven't, and that's fine. But it's nice to be on KDE Neon again, where I have the latest and greatest stuff. Like this audio thing is different, and the compositor is I think that there's a fix. Oh, never mind. Well, there was supposed to be a fix for full screen applications blocking compositing but not breaking the panel. That supposedly happens on NVIDIA only. I don't know. But yeah. Casually using 13 gigs of RAM. Uh, where do you see that? I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, is it right here? Yeah. Yeah, there's some RAM being used right now. So I'm going to try and compile a snap. I think I could probably do it locally without much trouble. But when I compile the snap, it might cause issues with the stream. I don't know if it'll show up in the VOD, but there's a fair chance it'll cause issues with the stream, and I'll show you why. So Jump to Manjaro testing and get 5.19. Hold up. The title forced me to click. Are you going back to KDE Neon? I did, and I do love Solus, but there's an issue with Snap that I'll show you right now. As a matter of fact, I think that are we on track? What time is it? Oh, we're still a little early. Okay, let's keep talking for a couple more minutes, and then I'll show you guys what was wrong with Solus. And you can look at HTOP. HTOP do its magical thing, or actually, maybe we should look at GTOP. Actually, okay, like so. A dist Joseph. I love that statement. A distro without system updates in a month is unacceptable. I like it. I agree. I tend to agree with that. I think that that's especially true for a rolling distro like Manjaro or semi-rolling or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I agree that that's too long for updates. Even security patches, that's too long. But you know that's why it's good to use a distro that's backed by um, I don't want to say like a company, like companies are better than communities, but I mean the bottom line is that wouldn't happen with Ubuntu because it's backed by Canonical. It wouldn't happen with OpenSUSE because it's backed by SUSE. Well, it's sort of, and then it wouldn't happen with Fedora because of course it wouldn't happen with Debian either because Debian has such a huge community. I don't know what's happening with Manjaro, but that is weird. Oh, you thought there was something wrong with your Manjaro install? Oh my God, that's really a thing, huh? Firefox was a minor app update. How was BashTop? I don't know. I don't know anything about BashTop. MX Linux is receiving more updates in one day than Manjaro receives in a month. You guys are really upset about this, huh? I mean, you should be. You know, you want your computer to say updated with the latest and greatest stuff. So I'm going to be honest. I don't know how I feel about GTOP. I find this actually kind of hard to see, like at a glance, what's going on. If I use HTOP, the bars are really easy to see exactly what's going on. But these dots are really pretty. They're aesthetically nice, but I find them harder to, at a glance, see what my system is doing compared to these bars over here. So I like this other stuff though. It shows network history. Process tree is nicer than this, I think. Even though this has colors, there's too much information here. Like just tell me the memory and CPU. You don't need to tell me virtual, reserved, shared. This is too much. I don't even know what. Oh, NI is nice, and PRI is priority. So I don't care. Like I don't care about that. You got memory. You've got memory and swap history. Okay, that's fine. Endeavor OS is a true rolling distro, unlike Manjaro. So I was hoping to use a new microphone for this stream. I'm using a Corsair headset with a microphone on it, and the quality isn't the best, but it's passable. But it's kind of on its way out. I feel like the microphone pops and does weird stuff that it shouldn't be doing because I've got compression. It also wasn't doing it a while ago, so it seems to be getting worse. But the headset that I got, I tried them out because Amazon gave me free 1-day delivery, so I could try them over the weekend and return them if they didn't work because they didn't get very good reviews. But they looked cool, and I like JBL, so and they had all the features I wanted. But you know what? They're not compatible with Linux. How about that? It's got a Wi-Fi dongle. What am I saying? A wireless dongle. It's got 3.5 audio thing, and it's got Bluetooth, and they don't work. The only thing that works is audio output. The microphone doesn't work, and it's supposed to be able to switch between profiles for chat and gaming. Doesn't work at all. And I spent probably 3 or 4 hours trying to troubleshoot it, and nothing worked. So I have no choice but to send it back. But it's 2020, and something as basic as high-end they're not even high-end headphones. They're like mid-grade headphones have compatibility issues on Linux. So you guys know I love Linux, obviously, but the reality is that it's not perfect, and there are still in 2020 hardware, apps, and things that just don't work on it, and there's nothing that you can do about it. That's the nature of the beast. That is just how things are. But that's enough of that. I think that it's time to start talking about the title of the stream. Returning to KDE Neon, a little snapcrafting, and we'll do ESO later on, but yeah. Oh, are we talking about the MPV drama? Have you heard the controversy about MPV dropping GNOME support? Yeah, I saw that. I had a good giggle. Why are you snapcrafting? Everybody knows that Flatpak is so secure and requires no root permit. I mean, that's true though. Snaps, you have to use sudo to install snaps, and I think that that is something that Flatpak does better, at least from the user's perspective. Being able to install packages as a user without elevated permissions is awesome. Like I don't disagree with that at all. But the thing that I don't like is the misunderstandings and misconceptions that people have about, we'll talk about snaps and Flatpaks. It also applies to app images, but app images have such a small market share of it. Not to be mean, they're kind of insignificant. But snaps and Flatpaks are not, and there's a lot of mud throwing, mostly from the Flatpak side to the snap side. The snap people they don't really get involved, and I think that that's the right thing to do, because most of the consumers of snaps are enterprises and IoT and embedded stuff, and the things that people complain about with snaps don't affect them at all. Like, take for example the snap that I maintain. It's not affected by slow startup or theming or anything, because it is just a collection of daemons that do various things. So, and we're still talking about MPV and GNOME. MPV said GNOME is holding Linux back. It's from what I understand, the MPV and GNOME thing has to do with GNOME shells, client-side decorations, and Wayland stuff. And there's just a bunch of, not really a bunch. It's just MPV devs said something snarky, maybe a little too spicy. I think that their comments were a little too spicy, and it really made some people upset. And then the GNOME developers invoked the code of conduct on MPV, and I think that that's where the shit really hit the fan. But you can't have Linux without drama, am I right? I mean, this is software we're talking about, folks. Who knew software was like high school? It's just open source software. All right. Snoons? Hey, how's it going? Okay, so let's talk about snaps. So, I've got this snap here. So, this is a snap that was made to solve a problem. And the problem is that this application called Slurm is really complicated. It has a lot of moving parts, and it would be super convenient if we could just take Slurm and all of its components and plugins and everything. And actually, let's do this. Slurm REST-D. I mean, yeah, sure, we can go to Slurm REST-D. That's fine. Slurm is a workload manager. It is an open source, fault tolerant, and highly scalable cluster management and job scheduling system for large and small Linux clusters. The TLDR of it is that you can take a bunch of computers, use Slurm to tether them all together, or glue them all together, and turn a cluster of computers into one single supercomputer. That's the idea. It can do more than that, obviously, but the TLDR is that Slurm creates supercomputers, a grossly simplified view of it. But to do that, there's all these different components, and that's what makes it complicated. So this is a snapcraft.yaml. This is the configuration file, if you will, for composing a snap. And if you've seen a snapcraft.yaml for a single application, it's usually really, really small. I don't have any good examples. Actually, you know what? Maybe I could do OBS is a snap. This is probably a pretty good sized one too. Look, I've already looked at the OBS snap. Oh, actually, this is giant too. Look at that. Okay, so maybe this isn't as uncommon as I thought it was. But yeah, some of these Snapcraft YAML declarations or definitions can be pretty freaking massive. Oh no, mock bug. When are you gonna do a delve on Windows 10? What are you doing? Probably next week, to be honest. But anyway, so this snap is composed of a bunch of different apps. I went over this on the Egee other channel, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it again really quickly here. Mitchell, you've been following my work on Slurm in the Snapcraft forum and perusing code. Really interesting stuff. Wow, I'm incredibly flattered. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I'll talk about the Snapcraft forum in here a minute because I think that is a really fundamentally important piece of Snapcraft that people don't understand is how snaps integrate with the Snapcrafters in the forum and the store. Is it me or does the stream hang every other seconds? Okay, oof, every other few seconds. Yeah, so really quick, try to go through this quickly. So this is a single snap called Slurm, and I'll just install it really quick. Do I have it actually? Probably have it installed. I do. Snap remove Slurm. Let's just get rid of it. So it's stopping all these Slurm services, and the Slurm services are. It is hanging. It says my connection is excellent, and I'm streaming at 720p, so I'm not sure. Yeah. So this snap is consists of MySQL, so an entire database, Munged, which is a authentication daemon sort of, but it's a daemon by itself. Slurm DBD, Slurm Control D, Slurm D itself, Slurm REST D, and then these are a bunch of user accounts that are exposed. But basically, when you install Slurm, so if you do snap install Slurm, it's going to install the snap in all of these daemons, MySQL, Munged, and all of the Slurm daemons, all as one single package. Now, as far as I know, and I would love for you guys to correct me, Flatpak cannot do this in any way, shape, or form. Flatpak cannot install or otherwise deploy daemons, like systemd daemons, and it also can't expose a whole bunch of different commands. So again, correct me if I'm wrong, but Flatpak exposes like it's a one-to-one relationship. So if you install, say, gzdoom, you are exposing gzdoom, and that is it. But with Snap, look at all of these commands that we're exposing with this single snap. So when I do, the snap is installed, so I can do like snap services, and now I've got all these services here. And notice how they're inactive. So another really cool thing that Snap can do, this is becoming a demo. This isn't quite what I had in mind, but oh well. We need hooks. So the Snap can configure these different snap modes. So this is Python, by the way. So when the snap starts up and it configures itself, it runs this Python script, and it starts all the daemons, and if first it stops the daemons if they're running, and it gets them from the environment variables and stuff. It also renders a config file, and this is where it configures the snap mode. So there's all these different snap modes that you can set. This is the process map. So notice how all of these services are inactive. We can do snap set slurm snap.mode all, and it's going to invoke this all array, and it's going to try and start all of the services. Snap services, and there you go. All the services are active. Snap logs slurm.slurmd, and then there's your system logs, just like that. So going back to Flatpak, this doesn't make Snap better than Flatpak at all. It makes it different. Like, that's the key, and I think that's the thing that people need to understand. There is no better or worse. There's just different. There are completely different use cases. If like I wish I could come up with a Venn diagram, because I think that a Venn diagram would describe this better than how I'm trying to explain it verbally. But basically, you've got use cases, and Snap and Flatpaks have similar use cases when it comes to user applications. Like, for example, OBS is this is a snap. Actually, we just looked at it's this. This, a matter of fact, but this is how in before a new video about insert service exposed. I don't know about that, but this is a snap. This is packaged and delivered the exact same way that I just packaged and delivered Slurm. So they're two completely different applications, two completely different use cases, but there is overlap. So Flatpak is more geared towards end user stuff and sandboxing for security, and snaps are obviously for security as well. In a different in a they do it in a different way entirely. But like I said, a Venn diagram would be good for showing the overlap, but also showing that they're two fundamentally different use cases. So I mean, we've throughout this project, we have run into so many like roadblocks using Snap that it cannot be used for what we're trying to do because this or that or something like that. Does that make Snap bad? No, of course not. It just makes it different. It makes it we're going into an area that Snap has not like been before. And I think, am I bothered by the Snap Store being proprietary? No, I don't really have strong convictions around proprietary versus FOSS. I prefer FOSS stuff, but the Snap Store front end is proprietary, and they've explained why it's proprietary, and I have no problem with that. It just is what it is. I remember somebody talking about um, Bazaar, or the version control that Canonical made, and they went through a lot of effort to fully open source it, and then like nobody cared and nobody used it. So from my perspective, if I spent a bunch of time on and money on open sourcing something and nobody cared, I would be way less likely to open source big projects in the future. So I completely understand where they're coming from. It was, from what I understand, the Snap Store was built in a way that isn't easy to open source for one reason or another, mostly due to security concerns. And why would you spend all this time and effort to open source it if nobody cares? Like Canonical has to spend money to do that. So there's no, like, just from a purely business perspective, there's no return on open sourcing it. So like, why? I get that the community wants it, but at the end of the day, even if the community wants it, they don't care. So, and I mean, you can't tell me that people's criticisms of the Snap Store would end if it was open sourced. Come on, it doesn't work that way. But anyways, so this is my short little profile of working with snaps and getting a snap added to the Snap Store and stuff like that. So one of the things we're currently working on and waiting on is getting the classic version of our Slurm Snap into the Snap Store. So there's a process that you have to follow before things get into the Snap Store. So one of the concerns that people, including Clem from Linux Mint, had was that anything could be on the Snap Store, and you can't audit it, you can't look at the source code, and you could put viruses up there and nobody would know about it. He didn't say that, but that's the implication, that malware could go up there and you wouldn't be able to test it or prove it. But the fact of the matter is, when you add something to the Snap Store, you have to go to the Snapcraft forum and request it. You can't just arbitrarily add stuff up there. It doesn't work that way. And anybody that says that they don't is either incredibly ignorant or just blatantly lying about how it works. So when you create a topic, you can create Snap Store requests, and that goes into the queue, and the Snapcrafters are able to look at it and discuss it and everything. And there's a lot of additional features that you can use with the Snap Store as well. So in this case, we're requesting classic confinement, but right now it's on hold because they need to have an architectural discussion around what exactly is happening here. So we're talking about orchestration tools like Slurm, which it's not, and we talked about that, but Juju and other orchestration tools. But this is a new use case, and they have to discuss it and come up with the best path forward. That's just how it works, and that's fine. That this is just part of the process. This is to make sure that the Snap Store is not filled with malware or low quality stuff. It's as simple as that. How does the forum help against the argument that the actual content of a snap is unknown? Well, it's not, because it has to be audited and looked at and everything. The Snap Store does allow proprietary applications, but they go through the exact same process. So yeah, there is one Snap Store currency mining in a game. Yeah, I mean, there's always exceptions, and sometimes things like that happen, and that was years ago. But I imagine that the process has changed and stuff like that is nothing's impossible. What's stopping that from happening on FlatHub? You just add an application that's got some uh, I mean, you'd have to write a bunch of code in a way that's really difficult to understand and describe, and slip some Bitcoin stuff in there, like a big long one-liner that's really difficult for people to look at and understand. Bam, you've got a malware in FlatHub. It could happen there too. It just hasn't. You always pretend I'm George Clooney talking about Linux. Do I sound like George Clooney? I don't know about that. But okay, so anyways, let's get back on track. I want to show you guys uh, why I can't do this, basically. So uh, first, I need LXD or LexD. So when I build this snap, so let's remove it. And this is installing it and removing it from the Snap Store. Windows 10 WSL changed the game. Yeah, a little bit. The response they wrote is why most haters justify their Snap hate. The thing is, they're just wanting developers to audit their stuff and everything. What about Flatpaks asking for permission to access certain stuff? That's awesome. That's good. Do you think that's bad? I think it's good. I honestly don't buy into the whole sandboxing thing. I think that it's overkill on the security department. And I know that a lot of people disagree with me, and that's fine. I'm still going to think that sandboxing is overkill. But when you use Flatpaks and snaps, the things are sandboxed, and that's just the way it is. So you have to deal with it. And the fact that they give you a way to work around that by snaps use interfaces that you can connect. Some interfaces can be um, auto applied basically, but some interfaces are very sensitive, and you have to again request permission from the Snapcrafters to auto apply them. So that's just another thing. I'm not exactly sure how Flatpaks work. They sandbox in similar ways, and you have to add each thing in there, and it's the end result is the same. So you're not alone. Just don't say that. Yeah, it's it is what it is. It's that's my opinion, and people disagree with me, and that's fine. Okay, so Snapcraft. If I just run Snapcraft, it'll try to build this thing, but I use LexD because it makes for a very clean and simple build environment that doesn't make a big mess or require a bunch of dependencies. The only dependency is that you need LexD, and you need a new version of, like, the latest version of LexD and the latest version of Snapcraft. And by the way, this is the part where the stream might have some trouble, because it has to compress the snap. So let's keep this up here just so we can see what's going on. OBS Studio. That's fine. Okay. So I've already built this locally. What's easy to make, a snap or a Flatpak, that's completely up to the developer. I mean, the people that work with Flatpaks are going to say Flatpaks, and people that work with snaps are going to say snaps. I think that this YAML file is pretty damn easy to work with. When I first started using it, though, it was not easy to work with. I found it incredibly confusing. But once I worked with it and kind of figured out how all of this stuff works and all these different stages, and it made way more sense. But at first, it was a huge pain in the ass. Look at this. Is the stream starting to cut out? Go, little computer, go. Okay, so you saw this. It's currently snapping, which is compressing all of the stuff that we just built into a single snap, and that's the squash FS that people complain about. This is this is starting that madness. It's not cutting out yet. Excellent. Okay, so we need Snapcraft. Do we have it? We do not. Okay, so do we have Snap? We have Snap. sudo snap install Snapcraft classic, because it is it is classically confined. Okay. So right out of the gate, I get an error. I don't even know, I haven't even seen this one. Too early for operation, device not yet seeded, or device model not acknowledged. I have no idea what that means. Can you make a snap that works on, yeah, snaps work on all supported architectures. And I would show you guys what the inside of the Snap Store looks like from the back end, but I don't own that. OmniVector does, the company I was working for, and I don't think that would be appropriate to log into that and show stuff. Maybe it would be, but I don't want to do it on stream. But yeah, so when the back end of the Snap Store, like when you log in and you're developing, producing snaps, you can set it to automatically build, just like a PPA. If you've ever worked with PPAs and building stuff and getting things deployed on a PPA, it's a very similar process, and you can tell it which architectures to build for. So can I install anything? Okay, so I can install Slurm. Lexd. Okay. So we can get Lexd. I don't know what the problem is with the classic stuff. That's weird. You think that error requires restarting the session? Okay, I'll do that in a minute. So the snap is installed. Snap install, classic, dangerous. You need the dangerous flag because you're installing it from the file system. It could have come from anyone. It could have anything inside of it. So you have to tell Snap that you acknowledge that you are doing something dangerous. Good Lord. So this already isn't a good sign. So when I read about the issues, excuse me, with Snap on Solus, I recall one of the developers blaming the issue on a version of systemd. They couldn't upgrade to the latest version of systemd because of some such reason, and of course Snap depends on systemd because it does. So that prevents the latest version of snapd to be installed. That's the fundamental problem, is that this is an old version of snapd. Okay. Well, I'll restart the session in just a moment. So now we got that. We can do snap set slurm snap mode all snap services snap logs slurm. Oops. Oh, you guys probably can't see that. Oh, that works. There you go. Slurm control D. Did that really fail? For real? No. That's an old error. So there you go. I just built a snap locally and installed it locally. Just like that. Okay, so yeah. That's that. Wow, it hosed up the whole system. Alright, let's just do a reboot then. So, I guess, yeah, getting back to the original question, that's why I'm using KDE Neon again. I never uninstalled it, I never like wiped it or anything, so it was already installed. I just needed to update it and return to it. And I need Snap for the work that I do. It's as simple as that. So, obviously Slurm can be distributed as a deb file. It is distributed as a deb file, as an RPM. But packaging it and all of its plugins and all of its dependencies as a snap is just it's just killer. It's a killer feature. So that's why it's packaged as a snap. Can't be packaged as a Flatpak because Flatpak just doesn't do the same thing. It wasn't built with this in mind, so it can't do it. And app images obviously won't work either for similar reasons. Get the Solus USB. You know what? I think you're right. Where is that USB? All right, I got it. Here it is. Now let's try this again, snapd. There we go. See, it works. The USB trickery works. So this is 2.39.3, and here I'm running 2.45. So I'll try to install Snapcraft again. I bet you it won't work though. I guess we. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's see if we can get this thing compiling. Snap install XD. Did we already install XD? I think we did. Yeah. Okay. That should be all we need. This is where it fell down, if I recall. Okay. So no errors yet. Wait, if the VM knows that the USB is near, yeah, there's some funkiness going on here. HTTPS, yeah. Wait, this is the wrong terminal. Oh no, it's not. Never mind. USB. Did he say why he's returning to Neon? Yeah, because Snap, I can't build snaps on Solus anymore. I can't even run them. Well, no, I can run them. I can't build them. This has been an issue actually, but on my Solus install, I started running into problems where I couldn't even run them, and I just got tired of dealing with them. Git clone snap Snapcraft use LexD. Oh, oh damn it! I have to be in the LexD group, don't I? Is it in? How do I? Oh, LexD isn't found. How? What are you talking about? Wait, what? LexD really isn't found? LexD migrate? What are you talking about? Oh. Oh, because well, dude, I'm not gonna. This is too much. Permission denied. Oh, I think this might be it actually. AA exec. Okay, I think this might actually be the error. Ah, yep, there it is. Yeah, that's it. Hey Kai, Spin Viking. Hey, how's everybody doing? So this is the answer. I can't run LexD on Solus through a snap. Basically, the entire Snapcraft toolchain doesn't work on Solus, and that's it. That's all. So another thing that I was kind of bummed. There shouldn't be an echo. Has there been an echo all this time? No echo over here. There may have been an echo because I have my other mic set up. Oh, if there has been an echo, I'm going to be totally bummed. Oh well. You hear me in stereo. So I still edit all of my videos with Kdenlive. Is low-key echo. Oh god, you guys should have said something. For a minute it was there. I guess I was kind of leaning over towards the microphone. Uh, every streamer's nightmare is audio issues. It'd be well, that's the thing, that headset that I got that I was talking about earlier that doesn't work on Linux. It has built-in like monitoring so I can hear my voice. It's like when I'm talking to you guys right now, I can't hear myself. I just have my headphones, you know. So being able to monitor be really nice. Use the Kdenlive app image. Yep, that's exactly what I use too. I have 3 of them. Look at the last good Kdenlive version, in my humble but strong opinion, was 18.12. After the big redesign they did, it I'm like, I try not to be rude, but I'm gonna be honest. It's just garbage. Does anybody happily use the latest version of Kden Live? Bad jokes aside, there's no way to enable side tone. With those headphones, those JBL headphones, it's software. So if I plug it into Windows and set it up from the software and then move it over to Linux, it will work. But as soon as I turn it off or unplug the dongle, it will stop working. So it's a software thing. And the next headphones I get are just going to be very simple, no software, no bullshit, no nothing. Because the software is where things fall apart. I do need a mixer. I agree. I have a mixer, but it's very simple, and that was before I got it based on Teal's recommendation, my good friend Teal, and it's perfect. It's not perfect. It was perfect at the time, but now my needs have grown, and uh I have more needs than before. Imagine that. They've grown and now I need more things. But that's it, basically. Farron, you're right. Mixer is being replaced by Facebook Gaming, so maybe I should think of something else here. You hate how you have to type Kden Live to install. Yeah, I don't use Kden Live as a snap. I have three different versions of Kden Live because sometimes the OpenCV version works better, or sometimes actually this one can just go away. I haven't really had much luck with that, but this one is what I'm using now, and I still edit. Oh God, I still. I like that feature though. I like that it does that. There's so much I like about Kden Live, but the bottom line is that it will never be like this again. They have turned the corner and they've gone down a completely different path with it, and it will never be good again. I just, I mean, you want to talk about a project that a lot of people use, but the developers do not listen to anything people have to say. It is Kden Live. There is no better example of a project than Kden Live. So I have two different versions. Why not DaVinci Resolve? Because Solus. That does not work well on Solus. So the reason why I brought up Kden Live is because sometimes I just don't want to use this POS and I want to use something else. And the other editor that I have experience with is Lightworks. Lightworks doesn't work on Solus at all. So that's a thing. I've edited and produced videos with Lightworks before, and it has a really steep learning curve. And the thing that has always pushed me away is that I'm so used to Kden Live's effects. So if I want to do something like, boy, this video is like going completely off the rails here. Now I'm showing you guys like editing stuff. I don't know what the hell's going on. So I'll take this and then we'll just like skip ahead. This is tomorrow's video, by the way. This video that this project that you're looking at right now will be finished and released tomorrow morning, 24 hours from now. So I've got some work to do today. But transitions and effects are so damn simple. Watch this. Just like that. Look how fast that was. And there's all this cool effects that you can add, like let's snip it here and then look at all these effects. So like distortion, we could pixelize it. We can increase it. There you go. I've never used this effect and I like it a lot. And then just like bam, pixelized. Kden Live and Knuckles. That transition would crash. What version of Kden Live? If you're saying that it would crash the latest version of Kden Live, I would agree. It probably would. Have I tried Shotcut? Shotcut can't do anything like this. Neither can OpenShot. The effects and just the general stuff that I do with Kden Live, it cannot do. You're right. This is a million times better. And something else I like is when you have video with audio, it's just overlaid on top of the video. It doesn't split it into multiple clips. Like, I bet I can here. Split audio. Yeah, see, it doesn't do this bullshit. This is awful. This just clutters up the timeline and makes it harder to work with. Can you apply effects on specific areas? Yeah, if you snip it, like. So now I have all these like clips that are snipped. So let's turn pixelize off here and let's turn it off here. So let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Ah, pause, you bastard. My keybinds are messed up. I thought I fixed that though. At any rate, I guess you'll just have to watch it over here. I'll make it bigger so you can see how this works. So first we'll hit the slide, and then pixel, not pixeled. Pixel, not pixeled. Look how easy it is. It's so freaking easy to work with. After I, like, this is the voiceover. The voiceovers take about 30 minutes to do. And then the footage takes hours. But editing it all together just like this takes maybe 15 minutes because my workflow is so streamlined, and this version of KDE is so easy to work with. It's stable and it doesn't do stupid stuff. But still, have I tried Pitavi? Yeah, Pitavi's terrible. It's awful. I've tried to use it and it just does not fit my workflow at all. Oh, and another thing that Kdenlive can do that Pitavi and others cannot do is when I render, you've got all these different formats, right? But you can bust it open and say, you know what? I want 8 threads. I want, if I use 8 threads, it's gonna like bog my computer down. I won't be able to play games or whatever I'm doing. So let's just ratchet it down to 4 threads. It's gonna take longer, but now it's only using 4 threads. And then if you want to try risking it, you can increase the encoder speed. You can mess with the quality of the output. Like, there's so much you can do with this thing. It's a beast. Have I tried Olive? I have not. I've tried it, but I've never tried replacing my workflow with it. That's why you moved over to Blender. I've not used Blender. That is one I have not used. How far in are we? It's 10. We're almost an hour in. Wow, we've gone totally off track and now we're talking about video stuff. So this is Lightworks. Let's create a new project. We'll call it YouTube test, basically. Mixed rates. Okay. So let's drop some clips in. Let's just drop, what are some small ones? Oh, that's the next one. Sure, we'll drop you in. Let's drop you in. Okay. Blender's video editors, are there equivalents to After Effects? To be honest, I'm not even sure what Adobe After Effects does. I was thinking it might be Natron or whatever, but I don't know enough about it to recommend it one way or the other. Maybe I should get into that. So here's the project. Hey, what does this look like? Does it look like Kdenlive at all? What do you think? Yeah? A little bit? The project bin is actually like right here, but still. Okay. So we drop this in. The one thing that I adjusted to and I wound up really liking is the metaphor that Lightworks uses for clipping and editing is like a film reel. So I don't have a good example of that actually, or maybe this is. Yeah, here you go. So when you're working with it and doing weird stuff like this, you have to think of it like cutting and gluing film together a little bit. But yeah, so but it's the same idea. What if I drop the voiceover in? Drop you here. Yeah, there you go. You get audio thumbnails. Boom. And then okay, yeah. So In Kdenlive, if you want to cut, you switch to the scissors or razor, as it's called sometimes, and you go snip, 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 snip. You say, I don't want that. I just want to cut. I just want to be a transition, something crazy. Actually, what's the end? Let's just grab the front because that's a different color. It's more striking. So we have a little bit of overlap. Okay, so there you go. I just cut it a bunch of places and moved stuff. But here, this is like, I don't know, the film head, I'm not really sure. But you go snip, 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 and now I've got these three pieces. And now, things are just like kind of floating. Or if I maybe did a little bit too much, I can expand it. But see, now I've also cut the audio. So what if I don't want to cut the audio? Then you just hide it, turn it back on, move that over here. Oops. See, now these clips are joined, and I'm not actually sure why it did that, but that's okay. Anyways, so that's like we just keep going off track, but this is something that I can do now that I'm back on KDE Neon, because you can't run Lightworks in Solus. You can right click and cut. You can right click and cut the clip that way in Kdenlive. Can you? Oh, you mean like this? Like right click and do cut? What are you talking about? Like that? I'm used to like X switches to the cutter and then S switches back to the selector. So I've actually thought about getting a dedicated like keypad for my editing, because my editing workflow is basically hotkey driven. That's probably why it can produce so fast. So if I just had a little console with all of the keys that I need on it that I can bind to, I mean, I would probably have an even more streamlined workflow. But that's just not where we're at. You can unlink the audio from the video in Kdenlive. Yeah, you can, but I don't want to. So yeah, Stream Deck. Well, Stream Deck is for I guess you could bind that to have it do whatever you want, huh? Yeah. All right. Well, I think that is all of the demo that I'm going to do. We've talked about Snapcraft. We talked about Snapcraft not working on Solus, the process of building snaps and stuff like that. Now we just talked about video stuff. We've been all over the place on this stream. But I think that this is a good place to segue into a little PvP action. So unless you guys want to see or do something else that's technical, I think that I'm going to get started with the gaming part of the stream. You tried Solus yesterday, but the repos were really slow. That's it. You know what? I've had that happen recently too. I still have Solus on my laptop. I had OpenSUSE on there. I had OpenSUSE Tumbleweed, but it had a few breaking issues. Flatpak was one of them, because I had a lot of things installed on through Flatpak, and every single update broke Flatpak, and I got sick of that fast. And the battery life on OpenSUSE was just completely unacceptable. It was so bad. On Solus it was good, and when I had KDE Neon on there, it was good. So yeah. All right. Well, let's get this ball rolling. I noticed that a lot of people joined the stream maybe 10 minutes ago, and if you joined 10-15 minutes ago, you probably missed the most interesting parts about Snapcraft and all that. But this stream will be archived so you can watch it later. Are there any games you can't play on Linux? Yeah, there's tons of them. For sure. Anything that uses heavy duty anti-cheat is a no-go. Older games, like older games won't work without a lot of effort. Yeah, there's plenty of games that won't work on Linux. Windows Store games, yeah. Forza won't work. I guess Sea of Thieves should work now that it's on Steam. You play Just Cause on? Have I heard about the EAC and wine news? Yeah, I heard that it's pretty early. I heard that it's pretty early in the process. Yeah, stupid thing. Stop. Why does it want to do that? Play all audio via this device? I don't know if I want to do quite that. You guys still hear me? It's not picking up my audio. That's not hidden or anything. What the hell is wrong? Oh, I see. There. Now you should be able to hear the game. Do I still have compression on this thing? Yeah. Wait. There we go. We'll turn you down. Hopefully it won't be too loud. If I need to adjust the game audio, let me know. Oops, I need OBS though. Let's see if we can just switch to... I know it's black. Hold on. Elder Scrolls? No, of course it wouldn't be that easy. Elder Scrolls Online. There we go. Now we're back. But I need... There we go. There! Now everything is good. Okay. Big Daddy Linux, good to see you. Good to see you here. They managed to run Apex Linux and other titles. You can see me. You can see the game. Wait, no, I hope you can't see me. Shit. You can hear me, and you can see the game. Perfect. So what I wanted to do last weekend, but we wound up talking for too long. There is no too long, actually. We filled the time with great discussions. I'm doing well, Mr. Big Daddy. I hope you're doing well as well. Oh, I've got a busy day of relaxation ahead of me. I'm looking forward to it. This was fun. I hope that I dispelled some myths about Snapcraft and Snappy with the discussions that we had at the beginning of this episode. These aren't really episodes, I guess. This live stream. You see, I'm at a computer desk. God. Hey, now that you say that, at the beginning of last Saturday's stream, I made a comment that my webcam was on. And after you said that, I looked at my webcam and it is not on. So I don't know why it was on before. That's kind of weird. It's plugged in too. I think I'm going to unplug it. I don't like that. The webcam should not have been on. Creepy. You missed the Snap discussion. You'll have to watch it later. Archived VODs are good. I think that you'll like it. It's fun. I built a Snap. We built a Snap on stream. We installed it. We checked the logs and all the stuff. You have a cover for your Logitech camera? Yeah, I should like take it down when I'm not using it, basically. You can't believe you missed that? Oh, 2 hours from now, the Big Daddy Linux's stream is going to be going. Have a lot of good people on there. So I want to Linux bad. So this is Elder Scrolls Online. Runs perfectly on Linux, though sometimes Mango HUD just kind of disappears, and to get it back on you turn VSync off and on. I have no idea why it does that, but yeah. So I've been oh well, that's not good. Oh, this is bad. This is downright bad. Okay, so Elder Scrolls Online is exactly what it sounds like. It's the Elder Scrolls world. online, as it were. And I don't know how many of you in chat or in the comments, you're off to play Overwatch. Thanks for sticking around, DJ. It's good having you, or DJazz, I guess. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with an old game called Dark Ages of Camelot, but one of the lead guys that worked on Dark Ages of Camelot helped develop Elder Scrolls, and probably in large part above that is the PvP in ESO is very similar to Dark Ages of Camelot. I swear when Egee said we built a snap, it's our snap. Oh, we built a snap as a team. We all got together and built the snap. You have to miss it even though you told your family the past month you wanted to make it. Oh, to the Big Daddy Linux's podcast. Are we doing PvP or not? I guess not. But anyways, so this is like realm versus realm from Dark Ages of Camelot. So you've got these three different factions. You have the Pact, the Covenant, and the Dominion. And it's just like a constant battle for control of these keeps. And as you can see, is this a combination of all of the Elder Scroll maps? Yeah, it is. Yeah, if we go back, you can see all of Tamriel. Well, that's obviously not all of it. There's a huge pieces that are not here. But yeah, most of Tamriel is here. And you can travel around like, you know, this is Glenumbra where Daggerfall is. And then here is Skyrim and here's Solitude. You can travel there. Here's Morrowind and all of that. But we're in Cyrodiil because that's where the PvP happens. And I think the PvP is really interesting. So, as you can see, I am the Pact. The Pact is red, and the Aldmeri Dominion is currently kicking our ass. So, I'm going to teleport to the front lines and see if I can help take back some keeps. When there are battles happening, they show up on the map, but there doesn't appear to be any battle. I'm guessing that people are following the Voldrang down to Aris Keep, so that's where we're going to go. Okay. So this is the A part of the stream where you want to talk, you want to ask questions about stuff. This is a good time to do it when the battles start. I'm hoping that we'll find battles. Sometimes it can be pretty tame, but I'm hoping that we'll... Yeah, the Voldrang is definitely on its way. That's cool. I've never seen the Voldrang. I believe the Voldrang is from Skyrim, the dragon priests with the masks. That's what the Voldrang is, and we have it for some reason. I don't know how, but we currently own it, and it looks like we are pushing the keep. So I'm going to head over there. Who is that? So something to think about is at any point Debian 10 distro delves. I don't know if I'm going to do Debian 10. Somebody requested Debian testing, and I'm kind of on the fence about that one too. I don't like you don't see an invite? I don't know if Penguin wants to join too. Oops. Ah! Oh, she's somebody else. Debian 10, they use magic with Gnome. If you guys think Debian 10, yes, a battle is happening. If you guys think Debian 10 is worth looking into, I can. Saturday morning stream, it's Saturday evening. I named it Saturday morning because I wanted to invoke the feeling of Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know how many of you guys remember when that was a thing. I don't think it's a thing anymore. I don't know if people really watch cable television, but that was a thing. This is about the time those cartoons would come on, like DuckTales and stuff like that. Ghost, do you think it's worth it? Egee is my favorite cartoon. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys, you're all my favorite. So this is a keep that's owned by the Aldmeri Dominion. It says it's under attack, but... Oh, we busted through a wall. Not seen that one before. Oh! Oh, shit. Well, I should have paid attention. Was this just like a one-man army that... Where is everybody? I saw a lot of players in there. Better than Corey in the house? That was a bit after my time. Saturday morning cartoons with the Street Sharks, Batman, Superman, Earthworm Jim. We're watching the same thing. You know, a show that I really liked when I was a kid that was on Cartoon Network was SWAT Cats. I guess it wasn't very popular, but I remember watching it all the time. I don't know if anybody remembers that show. Just start dropping names of like old cartoons. Yeah, I'm not going in there. I see one of our guys in there, but... 2 cats in a jet. Yep, that's it. Oh, I don't even have my... Okay. They must just be screwing around. This is really odd. Oh, I'm an idiot. That was Daggerfall and then what's going on here? What is happening? There's Mark Alamo. And they're dead. Okay. Who's attacking over here? Daggerfall? Let's respawn. X11. How do you think this game would play on Wayland? Or I guess it would be X Wayland or whatever. Your Saturday morning cartoons were Thundercats, He-Man, Smurfs, Garfield, Looney Tunes. Sounds good to me. Oh, I got credit for killing somebody. I'll take it. You didn't face any problems doing Wayland? I think that I got pretty lucky with my generation of cartoons. I got stuff from the 80s and stuff from the 90s. So I got to enjoy a huge variety of cartoons when I was younger. What? Now they have the Voltron? What the heck? What is going on here? Oh, now Teal wants in. Fight to group. Penguin is still... Or Nightblade. Oh, they're Aldmiri. Yeah. I guess we could go to Shadenall. It doesn't look like we're mounting any battles. So there's not really much I can do. Oh, are we taking Bruma? Why are we taking Bruma? Alliance owner is Daggerfall and the Ebonheart Pact is attacking. Okay. I guess we can travel there. Huh. I'm suspicious. Materializes horse? It's a lion. Well, yeah, my character's a cat, so it makes sense to ride a lion, right? Hey, Kenny. Biker Mice from Mars? Yeah, I remember the name. I don't remember watching it, though. Is it still under attack? I don't know why. Maybe it's easy to take because there's a lot of NPCs there or something. That's going to be a really long ride. We have to go back by Winter's Peak. We could honestly probably take Winter's Peak, just the 3 of us. You're installing Pac-Man on Ubuntu so you can get it on the ArchWiki? So it's some cat riding cat action. Something like that. I need to train because he's really, really slow. Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry, SpongeBob when it was new. Pinky and the Brain. Oh, Animaniacs. That was a good one. I still remember some of their tunes. On Cartoon Network, they would sometimes replace a commercial with an Animaniacs education song. And I remember ones about the presidents. the U.S. presidents. I remember songs about a song about the U.S. presidents. I remember a song about the U.S. states. It was really, really good. The Animaniacs were awesome. I didn't watch them enough. Meet Pinky and the Brain. Who wants to rule the universe? Now I have two chats I need to pay attention to. I've got group chat. Good feathers flock together, slappy wax or with a purse. Wait, how did I roll on my horse? Did that just happen or did something else just happen? That was weird. Hey, Cryptico? Oh, I need my bear. I don't think I'm going to get there in time. Yeah, see, we already lost it. And now this keep is under attack. Well, we actually own the mines. I guess let's go back to our Eris Keep. It's probably faster to get there anyway. Look at all these mountains you have to go through to get to Bruma. You need to run Pac-Man to get the Arch Wiki. You need to run a Pac-Man command to get on the Arch Wiki. You can always install it yourself. Does anybody run Conky? Is anybody in chat running a Conky right now? Oh, Reed is taken off because his internet is dying. Well, you have a good one. See you later, man. Oh, Cyrodiil is big. Egee, have you ever considered using a tiling manager? I have not. Negative on the Conky. Oh, these loading screens. Please, God. Make it stop. What is Conky? Kai, do you not know what Conky is? It's like an old... It's like a... What is a Conky? Somebody can explain a Conky better than me. You think I should look at tiling stuff? To be honest, I probably should, if nothing else, so that I can cover them on the show. Because I don't know enough about them to even do an episode on, you know? You're more of a 2000s. You got Powerpuff Girls, Foster's Mansion, and the Jackie Chan cartoon. What about Samurai Jack? Does anybody remember that one? That was pretty good. That's about the same era, isn't it? I remember when the Powerpuff Girls came out, thinking like, what the hell? It was by the same guy that made Dexter's Laboratory. How? Oh, we have friends. You want to try taking the lumber mill, or should we catch up with? You love Samurai? Yeah, Samurai Jack was good. Look at that. Did they make any games out of Samurai Jack? Okay, yeah, Cow and Chicken, and how about Ed, Edd and Eddy? I'm gonna die watching chat, and I'm just like gonna write into somebody and just get myself killed. So we're all talking cartoons. Okay, so what is happening here? Oh, good. Boldrung is gone. I hear stuff blowing up, but I don't know where it's coming from. Do either of you guys know where the explosions are coming from? Ebonheart pack with 4 siege weapons? Where are they? Oh shit, we're in the keep. Yes. Now we're talking. This is a really super tame battle, but It's basically capture the flag. Whoa, 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 where'd that come from? When you were a kid, you didn't quite like Ed, Ed and Eddie, but now you miss it. Yeah, I was like that with Cow and Chicken. I didn't like it for a long time, but then I kind of... Courage the Cowardly Dog, that's a classic, man. That was so ahead of... I don't know if it was ahead of its time. I think it was just misunderstood. But the people that got it really, like, it was a good one. Courage the Cowardly Dog, man. Some hidden refresh. All right, Johnny Bravo. Powerpuff or Power what? What am I saying? Power Rangers and Transformers. I always like it when merchants come in. There we go. We got it. All right, let's go here. Star Blazers. Huh. That does sound familiar. Count Duckula. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. You know, okay, so when you said Star Blazers, for some reason it reminded me... Okay, does anybody in chat remember the Scooby-Doo series where they constantly had celebrities on the show? It would it was just a regular Scooby-Doo episode, but they had like the Globetrotters or a Sonny and Cher, or just like celebrities would make appearances and like join them for stuff. But this might be dangerous. I want to know if that's what's new Scooby-Doo? Oh, I don't know if we have the strength for this. Teal, we may have to bail out. Teal, bail out! We need backup. We're not strong enough. You don't remember that? Star Blazers? I was thinking of like Jim and the Holograms or something like that. I don't know if that's the same era. Teal, are you still down there or did you respawn? Yeah. Oh, duh, yeah, you could have just released. So where are we going now? Get lumber? What level are you? 18? We can't do this! There we go. Nerd sponsored by NordVPN is that guy's name. Teal's coming back. We need Moochie. Does anybody remember Scrappy-Doo? Nice, we got one. Oh, she doesn't know what she's getting herself into. Dude, we're underestimating how strong these guys are. Oh, that's gonna hurt. We need more! Shite. Come on, come on, come on, come on! Come on, Mana! Ah! Scrappy-Doo. Mystery Incorporated. So many reboots. Says 2 down. I want to watch you guys wipe first. What? Okay. I don't know what's going on. Are we attacking somewhere else maybe? Maybe we should just go to Shade and all. These people aren't like, I don't know what they're doing. What level is he? Oh, he transformed into a bone colossus or whatever. Wow, that's a pretty strong ultimate. Mystery Incorporated was the last decent Scooby-Doo. I think they just did it into the ground. Like, how many times can you do that? Do that being like solving mysteries and stuff, you know? Like, how many different settings can you do, I guess? Blue Road Keep next. Chalman Keep, Blue Road Keep. Okay. All right. Then it all went to crud. I watched the old 70s Scooby-Doo a lot when I was a kid. I had this little CRT, not too little, I guess it was little to me, but it was just a small CRT TV that was on my desk next to my computer. And that used to just like play Cartoon Network. That was when Nickelodeon was doing mostly live action stuff, and I wasn't into live action shows like at all. You're taking off? Mubbalug? It was good having you. Glad to see you in chat. The last was Sonic Boom. I loved the latest Sonic. What is it called? What is the latest Sonic called? Like, is that Sonic Boom? I'm thinking of the game. But yeah, the one with sticks. I love it. Wacky Races. Oh, Wacky Races! I remember that one. That was all like the villains and all of the characters from different different cartoons. I totally remember that one. I loved it. Those cartoons only came on really, really late at night. So I would be up until like 11, 12, and 1 just to watch Penelope Pit Stop. Yeah. I was so excited when that came on. I loved the old cartoons, like the old ones. Oh man, I loved those. Like old original Flintstones and stuff. Oh my god, I loved them. I remember there's one that came on sometimes I liked it a lot called Wait Till Your Father Gets Home or something like that. I remember the theme song for that one. Oh. Drop some more names. There's probably more that I'll remember when I see the name, but I used to stay up late just to watch those old cartoons. I used to have an ability that did way better healing, but now it's like not good. My heals are kind of lame. Sonic Boom is the reboot. Forces is the game. I just really like Sonic. I have a Sonic tattoo. Montage. Half sleeve. I need to get it finished bad. Still on the roadmap. Wanted to get it done this summer, but COVID happened, and I guess they're still doing it, but like they're probably still doing tattoos. I guess maybe that's just an excuse. I did, Speed Racer. I could not get into Speed Racer for some reason. I tried, and that was pretty popular on Cartoon Network at the time, but I never liked it. I also didn't like Dragon Ball Z. Wasn't a fan of that one. And then there was another anime that was on sometimes that I didn't like. Defenders of the Earth. That one's sounds familiar. Does anybody remember Space Ghost and Space Ghost Coast to Coast? You're in love with Ubuntu 20.4, you use your computer at work? For art you use Inkscape, Krita, and Blender, and you were wondering if KDE Neon is as stable. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100% KDE Neon is as stable. At least as stable. I don't know if I'd say it's more stable, but it's at least as stable as Ubuntu. It's still based on 18.4, but they're in the process of releasing the latest version, like the upgrade, you know. Oh! Who did that? God, I'm always running out of mana. You see that bird? That's mine. I'm out of mana. I loved Sailor Moon. That was the first anime that I watched, and I was like, oh, okay. Maybe love is too strong of a word, but it's definitely the first anime that I watched that I was like, oh yeah, this is fine. Everything up to that point was Dragon Ball Z, which I didn't like, and Speed Racer, which I didn't like, so I thought that maybe it was just the style. That there was something about the style that I just didn't like. Well, we should actually probably stay here and action. Oh, we took it. Okay. Yeah. And then Neon Genesis Evangelion was the first. Well, I look at it more like a movie because it's really epic. But I guess that was the second one that I saw where I was really into. Space Ghost Coast to Coast around the first time you watched Toonami. That's it. Yeah. And then so Toonami, if I remember, Toonami used to be like a late night thing, like way before Adult Swim. And then they would show like an anime or two, and then another thing that maybe wasn't very popular, and then it became popular. They moved it to an after school time thing. Johnny Quest, yeah. I remember Johnny Quest was pretty good. There were different eras of Johnny Quest that were like distinct, you know, like the early seasons, and then the later seasons just had a very different feel. But yeah, Johnny Quest was pretty cool. Hello? Why is it? Oh, was I silenced? I think that was against us. Sailor Moon is magical girl anime. No, I didn't like. I've seen other ones. I remember watching. Was it like Ray Earth or something? And I liked that one, but I had to download it from Kazaa, like right after Napster. But it was really hard to get good quality, and I wasn't really into it. But yeah, magical girl stuff isn't really my thing. That was just the first one that I watched where it was good. Did I watch the end of Evangelion? I didn't actually. I never watched the very end. I watched towards the end when everything started falling apart, and then I stopped watching for some reason. I don't know why. Surf's Up. Fat Albert. Oh, I do remember that name. I don't remember what it's about, but I remember the name. So there was another segment of Cartoon Network late night that was called Oh Canada, and it was Canadian cartoons. This is really fun, like digging into my memory to recall these really obscure cartoons that I remember watching. that I haven't thought about in forever. But I remember this. I remember the Canadian cartoons were all above 18, and some of them had a little bit of nudity, not like nakedness, but just like enough that you couldn't show it on, regular polite television in the U.S. Of course, it's a U.S. thing. God forbid you show anything. But I remember, I don't remember the name of it, but the episode was about this guy that wanted to teleport, and there was a lot of ethical questions around teleportation, and it was shown that when somebody is teleported, they are killed and then basically reassembled at another location. And they like pulled back the curtain, and the person being teleported was literally like dissolved into nothing and then reassembled. And the question of the cartoon was like, to teleport, do you want to die? And it was just so freaking weird. I was like 10 years old. I still remember that. Like, I saw that episode one time and I still remember that. You love the thumbnail for the stream? Thank you. That Egee was drawn by, I don't know if his name is Jack or if that's the name of his persona, but he's on Twitter and he's a really fantastic artist. I was really, really happy to have that done. So thank you. I like that you like it. I like it as well. Very happy with it. I want to get a bunch more like that drawn up so that it's not just the same one every single time. You can mix it up. Or choose a different thumbnail based on what the content of the video is going to be about. I think that would be fun too. I mean, there's nothing wrong. There's no way to teleport. Oh, that's true. But the tone was like, you're dying, like you will be dead. But what does death mean exactly? If you're being basically resurrected or reassembled, like, do you have the same thoughts? Do you have the same memories? Just really weird meta stuff. I love that stuff now, but I remember as a kid it like scarred me. The existential nature of life inflicted great trauma upon me. Hey, a player! You guys ever wake up in the morning and you're already traumatized because you have to face the reality that you have to make it through today? Hey! Hey, hey, hey! Oh, okay, I thought we just got attacked. Me listening. Yes, all the time. They say that going to sleep is just like a sample or a demo of what death is like. Hey player, boom. Oh, every day or every night when you go to sleep, you get just a little bit, just a little sample of what non-existence is like. I don't know, you have to head off to do a few things before the stream. Thanks for the stream and the memories. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for sticking around, Mr. Big Daddy Linux, who is going to be doing his I don't know, you call it a podcast? The stream in a couple of hours, which you all should tune into if you don't already. I think that it should be required reading, required listening. Virtual Linux User Group. Bonkerson is up here. I hope I'm not turning the mouse too fast. I don't really, I guess I can turn the sensitivity down. Sometimes I watch back my footage, especially of games like Overwatch and stuff, and I'm like, dude, I don't know, people can't watch this. I can't even watch it. I'm playing and I can't watch it. It's like my eyes switch into like hyper speed mode. Lugs for everyone. Am I joining it? Will I be in chat? Possibly. It depends. I after these streams, I have to like recharge. This takes a lot of energy. Like, I'm just chilling, talking to you guys and playing games, but you have to think, I've been talking with my voice nonstop for like 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. And I'm playing a game, and I'm looking over at chat, and it takes a lot of energy. There's people that stream all day. I can't imagine, man. 2 hours and I'm done. I would love to be able to get to the point. Whoa, look at my latency. Did it just drop to 700, or has it been that bad this whole time? Why you ignore me, Edward? What'd you say? So I take that as maybe you're still using Elementary OS? No, I haven't used Elementary OS for a while. Oh, a player! Ooh, he's strong. He's dead. Let me just leave those there. Yeah, I haven't used Elementary for a while. The reason why I switched from Elementary was that I had it installed on a RAID, and it was a hardware RAID, and the RAID failed. So that was the end. And I figured, you know, I've been using Elementary for 4 or 5 months. Why not switch to something new? So I put on KDE Neon. And then I installed Solus, and then ran into some blockers with Solus, so I'm back on Neon. The story of a Linux distro hopper. You're going home to Cali for a few days, so after updating games you'll be on the Minecraft server? Good deal. Sin, did you say earlier that that recording thing that you used to do doesn't work on the latest version of Minecraft? Player! What were you trying to do, Mr. Player? He's running into the keep. We scared him away. Now he's gonna get above us and drop oil down. How long have y'all been playing Minecraft? This server's been up for about a month. Maybe 3 or 4 weeks, something like that. Man, I gotta work on my mana. Do we really not have siege equipment? Please God, tell me we have something. Okay, I've got some. I just killed a player somehow? Oh, actually, you want to get a ram going? Maybe we should do that. That was a ram, right? Oh, we just put one down. Okay, that's fine. Get a trebuchet. You are not a member of Daggerfall. What? I'm not a member of Daggerfall. What do you mean? Covenant? Why do I even have that? Okay, I don't know where that came from. Gotta go first person. Oh! Shoot, that hurts bad. He's dropping oil on us. TL? I'm spamming. Where is he? Oh, he's right there. I can't get him. So in this lockdown, you went from Ubuntu Mate to Arch to Fedora to Pop to Linux Mint with Mate, and then to Solus, and then to Linux Mint Debian Edition. That is some serious hopping. I have a very strong feeling that we're gonna be hit with a counterattack. Oh shoot, our Elder Scroll is down there. There's the player. Teal, Teal, no, 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 Teal, no. Get the hell away from me. There's the player. And they're dead. As they should be. There's another player in there. Lot going on, man. There's the player. And he's gone. Who the hell did that? Is there another player in here? Oh, Bonkerson went down. You would be interested in trying Mac OS, but you first need a Mac. I got a Mac for a company that I worked for a couple of years ago, and I was actually really surprised at how much I liked the workflow. It's definitely not something I would switch to and use full time, but as a Linux user, it's definitely something that I could use if I needed to. It wasn't a bad workflow at all. Not something I prefer, but it's not something I hate either. Now let's try to take back Chalman. You miss Unity? Yeah, I'm planning to look at Ubuntu Unity probably in September, because distro delves will be over by the time Ubuntu 20.10 comes out. Okay. Unity brought me into this Linux world. Unity 7 was probably the first desktop environment that I used that I really truly enjoyed. No, it was a second. I've always liked KDE, but my second love was Unity 7, and Unity 7 is dead. Well, that's debatable actually. Maybe it's not dead, but it's not what it used to be. You can't wait for Ubuntu CDE? Alright, so we're gonna try to take Chalman, and then that'll be the last one. We're coming up on 2 hours. 2 hours, and boy, my throat is letting me know. Ubuntu CDE is the new remix. Please, no Ubuntu versions. The thing that gets me about all these different Ubuntu versions is that people talk mad smack about Ubuntu and Canonical and Snaps and all this other stuff. Moochie's saying check out this keep. What keep? Oh, did you take a keep in our name? Actually, where are you? You did. So, if anybody plays ESO, we've got a guild. And in PvP, your guild can claim keeps and farms and stuff. And as you can see, this keep is owned by Egee. It's pretty fun. David M, first time on the stream. Well, welcome. Glad to have you here. For the first hour of the stream, we talked about Snapcraft and Solus and video editors and just completely went off the rails and covered a bunch of stuff. And then the second half of the stream is me playing games and talking to the chat about cartoons has been the theme of this one. Cartoons and maybe a little bit of anime. I think maybe we'll save that for another time. What's wrong with the Snapcrafters? Did you miss the snap part? I thought that went really well, actually. We built a snap on stream. We installed the snap. We looked at snap services. I didn't talk about aliasing or auto aliasing snaps. That's something I didn't really cover at all. But yeah. Do I notice that snaps are launching significantly faster? I haven't really paid attention to that. From what I understand, the slow launcher, like the slow launching of snaps, is a first time thing when the snap is decompressed. But I could be wrong about that, but that's what I thought. You want software installed on your PC, that's why you use Arch and the AUR. That's good. Lumber hard? Or for me they were slow, but there's no difference between snaps and normal packages. Yeah, the first time, I think that the Ubuntu 18.4 release was really botched in some ways, because like the calculator was a snap and some other things were a snap, and they didn't have the slow startup figured out yet. So, you know, when people found out that some of the applications are installed as snaps, okay, we're going to lumberyard. Meet at lumber. You know, when people found out that the calculator was a snap and stuff, and they tried launching it, it was like, oh my god, look at the obscene startup time. And I think that was a really bad move on Ubuntu's part. Like they hadn't worked out all of the bugs, and they pushed it to production. And I mean, user acceptance testing would have shown that the startup time is not acceptable, but they pushed it anyways. And I think that was one of the first big steps in the wrong direction as far as the community was concerned. And once you spark the ire of the Linux community, it's really, really hard to get back in their good graces. And I think that was just not a good choice. Waste all my magic on healing you. Everybody gets infections! And now I have no mana. One day I wrote you a comment about checking some open source projects, but you didn't see it. What do you mean, checking open source projects? I don't remember a comment like that. I'm curious to hear what you have in mind, though. One of the things I wanted to do on the stream was try out open source games, and I still do. But to be honest, I'm not trying to be mean here. Open source games usually aren't very fun, and it's hard for me to like talk about them and play them on stream, and it's just it wasn't as easy as I was hoping it would be. Like, I can mostly play this game. I'm enjoying myself playing it. Like, this is fun, but I can also kind of do it on autopilot while I'm talking to you guys. But with open source games, they're not very fun. The controls are usually really janky, so I have to kind of like focus in on what I'm doing, and it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. For example, Mate Panel has a bug that causes blurred fonts in the keyboard. What should I do, though? Like, what should I do regarding that? Like, should I so it would be less about open source projects and more about showing bugs and stuff. It seems like people don't. There are lots of people that don't love me showing bugs, like in Open Morrowind. Yeah, I'd love to play that. Morrowind's an excellent game, but I find that there are certainly not a minority, but not an insignificant number of people in the community who really don't like me showing off bugs. You understand my point with open source games like Super Tux Kart? I wouldn't say that Super Tux Kart is awful, but it's not not that fun. I mean, it's fun, and then it's no longer fun, if that makes sense. Like, you can play a game, like, for example, Asteroids is fun. You can play it for maybe 5 minutes, and there's nothing wrong with the game. It's just very simple, and there's not much to it. There doesn't have to be much to it. And that's kind of how I feel about Super Tux Kart. Like, it's fun, and then it's not anymore. Super Tux Kart has terrible physics, music, and graphics. I don't think it's that bad. I wouldn't say that. I think it's fine for what it is. You would love I would love to see not more bugs, but you want to see even more bugs. I mean, can you help out the Mate team? Contributing to open source takes a huge amount of time and effort. And I think that it's really easy to overlook the amount of effort that people put into open source projects. There you go. But to answer your questions, I contribute to enough open source projects that I don't have time to get up to speed with yet another one. I don't even know what frameworks they're using or languages or anything like that. So that's just not something I see myself doing anytime soon. Ubuntu Lumia is in development hell. Yeah, that happens. I think that the next open source project, I need to look into it, but I'm going to create a snap for a CLI for somebody. Because that's something that I can do without it being, you know, a huge effort. I already know how to build snaps. I already know how to request them into the Snap Store and everything. So this is something that I can lend my expertise to this project, and I'm happy to do it. So, but with something like Ubuntu Mate, yeah. Oh no, are we distracting people from the siege equipment? Hey man, I'm working. You guys need to get your asses on the trebuchet and start breaking down that door. I've got my hands full. More people are going to be watching me play the loot than they're going to be controlling the siege equipment. Yes! Look at this! This is great. I love this game. You guys could call me a guitar god or a loot god. War never changes. How funny would it be if just like we were ambushed or flanked really hard by an Aldmiri force and we all just were wiped out because nobody's watching the flank. Now we're getting healed. These people have no idea I'm streaming. Is this ESO on Neon? Yep, it sure is. Look, the trebuchet back there. No, it's being used. Okay. 3 more ink bridge incoming, or there's no bridges up here, so that can't possibly mean us. Yes, Timothy, you did miss the snap crafting part. Man, I've been at this for almost 2 hours now. The snap crafting stuff seems like it was ages ago. I can do a recap at the very end, though. KDE is not your personal choice. Oh, you know what? I think that they're in there repairing it. Do we need to get more? Covenant, covenant, covenant. Why is all this covenant? Where did this... Oh. Why do I have so much covenant crap? There. Oh, I'm under attack. Where'd that come from? Covenant fire ballista? What it? Come on. What is happening here? Packed fire ballista. Oh, it thinks I'm under attack again. What is going on here? There we go. Sure. Hey, hey, hey! Is it because that guy was there? Yeah. What? Why is this happening? There we go. Oh, that was just another piece of the wall. You don't understand with the plasma users trying to make it look like Mac OS? I mean... Are we breaking through the wall? Can you bring out a zombie? You know what? I would love to bring out a zombie. I can't. I can't. Not everybody does it, it's just for Unix porn. I haven't even been to that subreddit in a long time because it's all just the same stuff over and over again. Sometimes there's some really, really cool stuff, but usually it's just like the same sort of deal. Hey, people want to make their UI inefficient. More power to them. My voice is good for radio shows. You know, if there's anybody that I listen to a lot of as far as like radio goes, oh, is it not there? And arguably my biggest influence as far as talking like live and stuff, it's probably Howard Stern. And I know that he's mostly probably known for the shocking stuff, especially like in the late 90s and throughout the 2000s and stuff. But he's also an incredible interviewer and just a really, really great talk show host. Yeah, people can make their UIs however they like. This is the longest siege that I have ever seen before. Don't forget the weird Frankensteins. Yeah, when you see cute desktops with a bunch of GTK stuff. Yeah, there's definitely some weird stuff out there. I hear somebody playing the lute. We all need to be attacking the same thing. god. I've never seen this before. Usually this stuff breaks really fast. We must be doing something wrong. And don't forget the weird Frankensteins. Yeah, I think I just said that. There we go. Alright. How do you oh, stow. There we go. Everybody in the castle grounds. Why the move back to Neon? Because Solus Solus can't upgrade to the latest version of Snapd, and I need the latest version of Snapd to build snaps because of how we build the Slurm snap. And I was having issues so much as even running and installing snaps on there after their latest update, so I was like, I think I'm done here. I was building them and running them in VMs, but that's so inefficient. I understood why you don't see my comment. I was annoyed by YouTube and deleted all the data from your YouTube account. I guess that deletes the comments too, huh? Why not Kubuntu? I've never had a good experience with Kubuntu, like ever. And KDE Neon has all of the latest KDE goodness right out of the box, and I don't mind living on an LTS base. So that's it. Why do we have a pot of oil? What are we gonna do with that? Yeah, I mean, does anybody here have had a good experience with Kubuntu? I never have, ever. Found last time I used Kubuntu, Discover didn't work right. Can I stow it from here? Like, does it have to load? Yeah, there we go. You missed the beginning, Christopher. Is this Neon? No, that's a good question. Nobody's actually asked that yet. This version of Neon is not based on 20.4. They're still testing that. Actually, I'm gonna leave ESO after we take this keep, and we'll take a look at K Info Center and see what version this is. This was a really tame, like, siege. This whole setup, that like this siege took forever. It's not normally like this, but usually there's way more people and there's almost always defenders. This is the equivalent of offline raiding in Rust. Nord, sponsored by NordVPN. I'll have to ask him for the affiliate link. You're gonna replace your no-name keyboard or Logitech's pretty good. Yeah, this keyboard right there is a Logitech keyboard that I've had for probably 5-6 years. Timothy, you would typically use Fedora KDE. I've heard nothing but bad things about Fedora KDE too. I don't really know why, like what the issue is with it, but I've never heard people say good things about it. You notice that they have the unstable and testing. I don't like to get into unstable and testing stuff. So, do you guys think that Khajiit would be pretty good at playing a stringed instrument with the claws? Oh! Where did that come from? Oh, this person is going to pay with their life. How dare you interrupt me like that? Where do you think you're going? They're level, they're really high level. They think that they can solo us. Recruit Penny the Good. Oh shoot, this might be this is a counterattack. Uh-oh. Oh, remember that time I said that we haven't seen very many players? my dear sir, but I'm an Argonian. Getting Randy to install Red Dead 2 with, we need more. So this is an example of a counterattack. We're pushing him back, which is good. Okay, Penny the Good is about to die. Oh shit, I'm about to die. Got one of them. We don't want to chase them too far. They could have reinforcements up there. Got another one. She's gone. Okay, I think we're good. Wow, that was looking bad there for a minute. It looked like there was a lot of them, but it wound up only being maybe a small group. They're gonna try to take advantage of us after breaking this wall. They had actually probably been waiting up there for a while. That was a good strat, but unfortunately it didn't pan out. Rebuild the keep wall like a good citizen. Oh, is that it? Oh, okay. Oh boy, I'll catch up with chat in just a second. I'm gonna wrap this up. We could drop back to the desktop. There we go. There it is. I leveled from that. Wow, what a great place to leave it. That was fantastic. Okay, so... Oops, let me switch back to screen capture. Close you, close you. This is not the VM I want. Kinfo. So this is KDE Neon 5.19, Plasma version 5.19.3, so it's still based on Ubuntu 18.4. So the reason why I'm back on KDE is because I cannot compile and test my snap. So when I build this snap, I do Snapcraft, use LexD, and LexD requires some additional features that the version of Snapd that Solus ships with does not have. So I can just use Snapcraft here on KDE Neon, but I can't use it on Solus because it does not work. And I'm not going to rebuild it because it takes a pretty long time. And yeah, so that's it. Boy, that was a long one. 2 hours and 8 minutes. Oops, not HTOP. Neo fetch. There you go. Does Snapcraft have integration with multipass? Yes, yet it does. But multipass does not work on the version of Snapd that Solus has either. And they're looking for anyone willing to test the upgrade. Well, that's cool. From Bionic to Focal? Oh boy. Okay. Alright, so with that, we've reached the end of the stream. And for the past couple streams, I've gone out with some tunes. So, I don't know if I'd call it a theme song. Well, it's definitely not a theme song. But I'll turn up my amp. And we'll play a little tune. Alright folks, it's been fun. It was good having you. And if you're watching the VOD and you've made it this far, I appreciate you. 2 hour long stream, 2 hour long video. It's a long one. But at the end of every stream, I think I'm going to make it a habit to do one of these little ditties. Have a good one, everybody.